and it was a giant story, and the entire world was following it. And now you've got the entire world watching it again and thinking about them. You're basically showing these people that are sick that if you do this, you will be remembered forever.
Hey everybody, welcome back.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
There you go.
Alright. Welcome to our Talk and Play. If you're new to these, it's a podcast but better.
Because we say so.
Yeah, well,
that's it.
We have serious discussions that we think is missing in society while we play old school retro video games. I really
suck.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I just wanted her, to be honest.
I mean, you could have just switched her out.
I could have.
That would have been the thing to do.
What's the fun in that?
I guess. You got me there.
Anyways, today's topic is, and I'm sure everybody's seen it.
Girl eye?
Girl eye? Is all these, serial killer and, just kind of like mess up people in general, because I guess Dirty John wasn't a serial killer, and all the documentaries and movies and TV shows about them and how we're basically glorifying these disgusting people.
Oh, they're so popular nowadays and everybody's talking about them and watching them and being, talking about how he could have got away with these things and, yeah. If he had done this, then he could have got away with it. It's like, okay, now we are focusing way too much on the minds of serial killers and how they can get away with killing people. That's a little worrisome.
And it's got to the point where, back in the day, like, people were terrified of serial killers. Like, back in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, serial killers were a major problem. Like, you had Ed Gein, obviously Ted Bundy, Manson. Like, you had all of these people, and people were terrified of them. But now we're almost glorifying them.
Yep.
And, like, investigating them and showing people, oh, they could have got away with it if they did this, or this is how you manipulate a woman. How far away are we from this becoming another problem? Where now that we've glorified these people, people that are sick, that need help, are now saying, well, I could get the same glory and the same idolization from doing this myself. And it's just, yeah.
Well, then you're seeing the memes on the internet and being like, oh, I'd love him, he's so hot, or what the hell ever. Like, they're
yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, it's a joke, but like, these are sick people.
Yeah. And
they murdered people. It's, I don't know, it's not good.
No, and I think it's just, and I think about it from the victim's point of view. Like, for example, like the most popular one right now, I think, is the Ted Bundy, the tapes.
Yeah, those came out not too long ago on
Netflix.
And,
you've got these people on the internet and the people that are watching this and the people that are producing that show, and I know that the people that are producing it are trying to go about it in a way, like, show how disgusting it was. But at the same time, like, we are glorifying them. And when you're talking about the victims and the women that have died to these guys and had their lives taken away, what do you think the families of these victims think about these guys being glorified and...
Well, now having to, like, relive the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Because now... Oh, don't eat him. So now they have to see them become popular on Netflix or whatever the hell, and then relive, oh yes, he murdered my family member or whatever, right? Oh really, there's nothing down here. Oh great, you mother...
That's an annoying level, I don't remember that one.
It's annoying that they make you go down there and there's no way for your fish to not eat that stupid thing. But yeah, they're so popular, and people... And it almost makes me think that it's like everybody's kind of sick in society, just messed up, that we really love. I mean, yeah, they do come about it in an interesting way, and like a lot of these people we've grown up with and heard about, way back in the day when like it happened, and so now they're coming out with all this information, and sure, it's interesting, but just the way that I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's to fault here, us as people for glorifying them and like, I don't know, kind of liking these a little bit too much, or whether it's the people making these shows who are a problem. Because I mean, yeah, they're just here to make a profit.
Yeah.
You know, they're now taking these sick people and then, I mean, I don't know, making them and everything more publicly popular. So, I mean, I guess maybe kind of we're both a little bit to blame, but still, ugh.
You think about, and you have to put yourself kind of in the, I don't want people to do this, but think about it in the frame of mind of somebody that is sick like this. You know, you're watching these people, and you know that not only back in the day did everybody know about them, and it was a giant story, and the entire world was following it, and now you've got the entire world watching it again and thinking about them. You're basically showing these people that are sick that if you do this, you will be remembered forever.
Well, and it's like, you know, these sick people or whatever, they had their glory back in the day or whatever, and then, you know, they kind of faded away because they hadn't been publicized in so long, and then now you're giving them all the glory again because now they're all over TV again. You know, people, and you know what? It wouldn't even surprise me if all of a sudden now, you know, people are like writing them in jail again.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. You're just giving them all this power. Like, a lot of them, they did it for that reason to begin with, and then you're now giving them that power again.
Yeah.
So it's almost like making it all worth it for them all over. And that is definitely not the way we should be going about it.
And it's not even that, like, it's not 100% the serial killers either. Like, we're also glorifying men that are searching out victims of women, in terms of Dirty John, which I just watched recently, and it was really unsettling because they kept saying things like, he was really good at what he did, here's everything that he did right, to get away with what he did, here's how he got away from the law, here's how he got out of situations.
Yeah, we're almost putting too much information in the hands of people who could repeat that kind of behavior.
Yeah.
And that's also a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it's I personally think that it's a big problem what's going on. And the problem is, like, it is very interesting television. But it was also interesting television back in the day when these serial killers and abusers were happening all the time, that created things like copycat killers and did things for the killers at the time and thinking that they were doing something that was going to make them famous, which essentially we're doing again.
Exactly.
So it just, it's, I don't know, I have a real problem with it. And I know people will say, well, I just enjoy looking into this person's life and understanding them because the human mind is very complex and very interesting to me. That's for you. What about all the other people that are idolizing these people now and thinking of them as their heroes? They're like, oh, I could totally do that.
Well, yeah, this thing is like, oh man, this guy is so smart. Like, oh wow, he did all this stuff. He's so, clever. Whatever you wanna say about it. Anything that's anything that you're admiring or think positively about them is bad.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, obviously a lot of these guys are clever, are smart, but that's not the point. That is what made them a problem. So I don't know. It's tough because nowadays I can't go anywhere out with your friends or anything without somebody talking about these shows and these people, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I understand. It is. Don't sit there. You're dead. It is interesting. I agree, but at the same time, it is also dangerous for these other people.
Yeah.
All it takes is one person in, 100,000 that watch this thing that now get some ideas that they may not have had before, and, well, now they're a problem.
And there is an example, because a lot of people will watch this and think that it's not that big of a deal. But let me put it into context for something that is currently going on, that if we were to glorify it in the future and talk about how smart they were, how they got away with things, terrorism is a big thing right now. And this one is really new, is the New Zealand shooting Christchurch. Did you hear about that one?
I heard about it. I didn't see...
This terrorist, this guy went and shot up a mosque, Christchurch or something. I can't remember what the actual religion was. I tend to stay away from those things because of the exact reasons that we just talked about. Because I don't believe that they deserve that recognition. But so let's say 20, 30, 40 years from now, all of a sudden these documentaries about these terrorists start coming through, like, here's what he did right, here's how he got away with it. Well, that's a little scary, and are we also not doing a disservice to the people that did die and their families by making these documentaries and glorifying these messed up people that did mass shootings, kill people because of their religion? Like it really bugs me. It really bugs me, because if you think about it like that, we have something similar that's going on right now. Sure, it isn't the serial killers, but yeah, we're doing the same thing. It's just, I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but
I mean, like, it's really easy to see it as something that's innocent. That's not the case. I mean, sure, we're not saying that it's 100% guaranteed. Yes, somebody's going to watch this, they're going to get the ideas, they're going to do the same thing. That's not what we're saying. But there is the chance that it could.
Let's just say that I wouldn't be surprised.
And I feel like stand to the left more. I feel like we're maybe giving out information and ideas that we shouldn't be.
I can't switch people.
Well, you have to be also standing still and on even ground too. Sometimes it can be a little janky.
But anyways, so I guess let us know what your guys' thoughts on that are, if we are out to lunch or you think it is actually a problem.
Well, and I mean, a lot of people out there will think it, you know what, even I think some of this stuff is interesting.
Yeah, well, me too.
Because, I mean, I don't know, just as humans, I guess we just kind of find that kind of stuff interesting. And I mean, it is interesting to see in a messed up mind, because, we think differently than that, obviously. And then you have these guys who think totally different, and here's what they were thinking. It's like, oh, that's crazy. How can somebody think that? So, I mean, I guess we're kind of at fault too, because we do find it interesting. And so, because TV, people making TV, they are out to make money, obviously. And right now, this is a really popular thing, and it is a way to make money.
And I will admit, like, even before this stuff came out, I did find myself reading about this kind of stuff. Because I am one of those people who find it interesting to look into how this person's mind got messed up, looking into their past, how they possibly could have got to that point. And
well, yeah, I mean, like, a lot of it is upbringing too. So yeah, now you're like, oh, it was because of their upbringing. Like, this is the thing that made it happen. So
do you know how to hit him with Kitty Kong?
Yeah, you have to be standing kind of almost underneath his legs and throw up.
That's a tall order.
Yeah, because he doesn't throw straight up. He kind of throw up. I mean, technically, Dixie Kong does throw at kind of at an angle too when you throw up.
Yeah.
It's just that he holds the barrel out in front of him, and so it's really hard to get where you need to go. But then also, yeah, you gotta kind of get where you're getting down, because if you let him hit the ground, he's gonna break the barrel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. You guys let us know, because I'm sure that a lot of you guys have seen these shows that we're talking about too. I mean, yeah, I guess they are interesting, but at the same time, is it a little worrisome that we may be kind of breeding future serial killers by glorifying these guys a bit too much, and then also giving out maybe a bit too much information on how they did these things? Because I mean, there is something to be said about, okay, we're educating people on how they do this stuff, so this is how you can protect yourself from it. So I mean, yeah, it could go either way about okay. Yeah, it's gonna be it's hard to keep the barrel through this part.
How many more do I have to hit him?
Just once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You gotta be careful with those balls. You gotta jump over the one on the left here.
God damn. Who do you think is the scariest serial killer?
I don't know. That's a tough question.
For me, it's gotta be Ed Gein.
Yeah?
Do you know who he is?
I know the name. I'm not sure if I can tell you what he did.
He's the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy. That's who it's based on. And he used to cut people's skin off and leather it up, and he was the original Leatherface.
See, like that is messed up.
Yeah.
How, like, where does your mind have to be able to do that kind of thing and think nothing of it?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be pretty messed up for that.
Yep.
Anyways, we're gonna stop the episode there. You guys let us know down in the comments what you think about all this stuff, whether it's just harmless television or whether this is potentially a problem. Let us know.
And just because we're kind of in transition of the channel, if you are new to this channel or you're not, leave a like, comment, subscribe, just to let us know if you guys are enjoying this, because we're kind of in that transition period, trying to figure out exactly what we want to do. So we just want to see what you guys want to see. That was a weird sentence, but anyways.
There you have it.
There you have it.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.